The Christmas countdown is on. We are only 3 days away from the big day, and I am super excited. I hope you guys are as well. I just got back from college a few days ago, and so I'm all done with finals now, and it just feels so good to be done and to just be able to jump right in with the holiday festivities. So I hope you guys are doing well. I hope work is going well. Hopefully you only have to go Monday, and if you have to go Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, still try and make the best of it. And as for school, hopefully everybody is done, but if you have to go on Monday again, make the best out of it. But anyways, welcome back to day 9 of the 12 days of Christmas here on the Disney Docket channel. Today, as you can see, the gift is Chick Hicks from Cars 3. This is the really rare release of the accurate Chick Hicks that appeared in Cars 3, because as you guys know, Mattel tends to release this Chick Hicks a lot, but he actually never appeared in the movie with a headset. So I'm super excited to get this one open and out of the package. I want to thank Itzy Everglow for suggesting this awesome release right here. Thank you very much, and hopefully you enjoy the video. Now, one quick disclaimer before we get into it. As you also might have already been able to tell by my voice, I am a little sick right now. Or if I was recording this yesterday, I would have said I was a lot sick, because yesterday was a tough look for the boys. It was a bad day. I was really down for the count, but I'm feeling better today. It's actually almost tomorrow. I think it's about to be midnight here soon. But yeah, super, rough going through these past few days, but hopefully I'll be able to get over it for Christmas. Anyways, though, with the negative stuff out of the way, take a look here at the package. I did get this one off Amazon, so that's why the package is very beat up. Perfect to open up, though. Now, unfortunately, with the synthetic rubber tire logo here and the accessory choking hazard, his artwork is very small, but it does look really nice, and of course, it does match his car, or at least, the design for him. It doesn't have the headset, so we're all straight. So yeah, synthetic rubber tires, as you can tell here by this little band here that has rubber and a rubber texture to it, or a rubber look. And then the stripe here on the side is Scavenger on Busqueta del Tesoro with our classic question mark on the magnifying glass. That font for the question mark is just so terribly generic. I hate it. Absolutely cannot stand it. And so, yeah, he does come with this awesome Piston Cup accessory that Chick Hicks was seen with during Cars 3. On the back here, you can see rubber tires, Cruz Ramirez, Jackson Storm, and Cal Weathers. So all these were really rare. There was this really weird case that was released at the end of last year, and it had all of these, and then it also had metallic Maryland. Now, all these are made from China, so the metallic Maryland from Thailand was not out at this point yet, and it did show up at some Targets, and some people who found it actually found many at the same store. Like, I think one person found 4 cases at the same store, which is just absolutely ridiculous. And then it was pretty limited after that, and that's why I considered it to be worthy to be reviewed in the 12 Days of Christmas for 2019, because of the fact that it really did show up a little bit more this year at Meijers stores. Believe it or not, Meijer is kind of like a Midwest joint, so that is good for me. However, I never actually found any at Meijer. I got all mine on Amazon, and there were, quite a few on there available and for decent prices. So in the end, they ended up not being too expensive, but pretty rare. So I'll be right back with Chick all opened up. So here is Chick out of the package, looking awesome as per usual. And before we get into the review, of course, his appearance in Cars 3. So there are a couple pictures on the screen there of when he appeared, obviously now as an RSN reporter / commentator. And he always has that Piston Cup podium next to him just to remind everybody that yes, he did win one Piston Cup, and that was only because McQueen saved the king, and he kind of won in a scoundrel-esque way. But yeah, it was nice to see him back in Cars 3, although I was a little upset that he was not voiced by Bob, or he was voiced by Bob Peterson and not Michael Keaton, unfortunately. But Michael Keaton is in so many more projects nowadays. Like, I think during this time he was actually working on Spider-Man Far From Home, or no, Homecoming, as the Vulture. And if I was asked to be Chick Hicks or the Vulture, I'd probably go with the Vulture. You know, as like, was he like a 56, 58-year-old guy? He gets to play this amazing supervillain. I would definitely go for that. So I don't technically blame him there, but it was a little upsetting to not have him reprise the role. But no big deal. Now let's just dive right into the review here of him compared to the other one that we got previously and initially with the Cars 3 debut. So this was released in 2017 along with, you know, the Cars 3, you know, premiere merchandise, and then he was reissued in several cases. He was in some multi-packs, and then he also got a Thailand release in one of the first Thailand cases. I think it was the actually second one, or maybe it was the first. And so he actually has not been released since that. So hopefully from now on out, they'll release this guy. But it does seem to be that they're making this one a little bit more special because of the fact that it has rubber tires. But right off the bat, you could see that the color is far different. You have a darker green here with the rubber tire version and a lighter, more lime green with the headset version. Now, I do feel like this one, I don't know, let's see here. Let's compare it to the Cars 1 Chick Hicks. So this one has the darker green, so I guess that probably would be more accurate. I do like the Cars 1 Chick Hicks a lot. I mean, that's just a classic car right there. So as you can see, first, right off the bat, the expressions are a little different as well. You see the eyelids. He's got his classic mustache there. And his iconic plethora of sponsors. Chick Hicks 86. Now this is his new logo that he sports since he is no longer sponsored by Hostile Takeover Bank. As you can see, that was his logo there. So now he added a few more sponsors onto the hood there. And then the Chick Hicks 86 logo, which was actually utilized on the Chick Hicks crew chief in Cars 1. So it's nice to see a logo that was previously used back. So, I mean, I just kind of like that for the sake of continuity. We can see the RSN logo there, Racing Sports Network. 86, 86. Seems like all the decals are pretty much in the same spot. They do seem to be the same quality. They should be, because these are both Chinese releases. Nowadays, a lot when we're comparing two cars, we often think that one's Thailand and one's China, but in this situation, they're both China. And while we're down here at the base, let's talk about the rubber tires. So you can see they actually added treads on these ones, so that's a big plus for sure. However, they do not feel that rubbery. You really have to kind of dig in there to even feel that it's not plastic, unfortunately. And I just want to say rubber has really degraded in terms of Disney cars over the last 10 years. Here is a 2008 release of Ruby Easy Oak's Easy Idol with rubber tires. And you can even see they look different. I mean, they feel so much different. They just run so smoothly. This just seems like plastic, like soft plastic, honestly. The treads are nice, don't get me wrong, but I just don't feel the really genuine rubber in them. And at least to my knowledge, rubber, the compound, has not changed over the last 10 years. So that's a little disappointing. I feel like they're cheaping out a little bit in that regard, but at least they look nice from afar. And they run pretty smoothly as well. You can kind of hear the treads as well. You can feel them when you drive the car like that. So that's pretty cool. So of course, made in China. You got the date stamp over here. And Chick Hicks actually now, with this release, I think he holds the record of most rubber tire releases, being 2. Of course, he was released with rubber tires back in 2010. And now again in his Cars 3 paint job. I do have the Cars 1 rubber tire version, but it's packaged and boxed up somewhere. While we're on the topic of the tires, you can see that he now has Chick Hicks tires instead of Lightyear ones. So just kind of inflating his ego. He needs to have tires that have his name on it. And they are still yellow though, but yeah, he wiped out Lightyear. And he also added this little slogan down here, former and forever Piston Cup champion, classic Chick Hicks. I absolutely love that. So he had to remove some sponsors to put that in there. But of course, to him, it was worth it. So you can see that was on the headset version as well. Same thing with the tires, saying Chick Hicks on them. So I'm pretty sure Chick Hicks with headset here is actually from a deleted scene that Pixar and Disney sent off a bunch of, pictures and whatever concept art to Mattel, and they produced the headset version here. And, in retrospect, thinking about it, it would be way cheaper to produce just a regular Chick Hicks, at least starting, from it, because the headset is obviously an extra piece that costs extra money to produce. Now, though, it actually is detrimental to go back to this version because you already made the mold for this one here. And obviously there's holes in the roof there to fit the headset, but it, is a little bit cost defective or detrimental toward Mattel there because Disney and Pixar sent the wrong concept art, or at least unused art. We can see the RSN Racing Sports Network logo there on the back. Again, we have this nice Chick Hicks logo here. I love just like the depth to the leathers there. That is technically what it would be called, how it's kind of like beaming out towards you. And that is replacing the HTB logo. Now let's also take a moment to appreciate some of the sponsors that Chick Hicks features that aren't actually racers. They don't have racers in any of the movies. So you have Motor Oil there, which is actually an older company. We see a lot with the older cars, like, the Thomasville ones. Then we see Texas Tea here, something number 1 over here. We have Motor Oil again up top and right there. I'm trying to find a sludgy example because we all love sludgy. Should be around here somewhere. Yep, there it is. Sludgy, I love that. I love how clear these decals are. Cough, cough, Thailand. Take some notes. So you have Texas Tea there again. You have Team Chick up there. And here's the Cars 1 Chick, so you can see that it's all there before. You have the Chick Hicks signature up there. You have Yum Vroom, which is Vroom, I think, was a pre-concept or pre-development for Revengo. Pretty sure. So that's actually a really cool thing to note there. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the Chick Hicks here. Now we're going to take a look at the Piston Cup. So this is just a piece of plastic, essentially. It does seem that you could really pop out the Piston Cup if you wanted to, if you pressed on this enough, but I'm not going to do that. I don't want to break it. But it is actually a nice accessory. The wording is pretty blurry, though. Piston Cup Champion. But it does kind of have a nice metallic sparkle look to it. Piston Cup. I wish it didn't have as much of a plasticky look right here, and I'll explain that in just a moment because all the previous Piston Cups we've gotten from Mattel have this metallic look, which makes them look really, really cool. This is the first style we ever got from Mattel back in 2009. You can see here it says Lightning McQueen Champion. And so in 2009, they released Dynaco McQueen, Chick Hicks, and the King, all with Piston Cups as chases, and they all had their names on them. And so I only have the McQueen one here opened up. But yeah, these were awesome at the time. I remember how cool it was because these just look so real from the movie. And then just in 2017, they released a bigger version. You can see how much bigger it is. And it just says Piston Cup Champion instead of having the name on there. So this was cool too. Just being bigger, no big deal. It's hard to really compare the scale. I feel like this is an accurate scale, or maybe one in between the two. But anyway, those are cool. But now you have this really plasticky look. No metallic design. It looks pretty cheap. But all in all, it's still a nice accessory. Usually Mattel wouldn't put any accessories in with just a normal car, so they are kind of going above and beyond in terms of their standards. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. And oh, by the way, here's a Disney Store Piston Cup that looks plasticky and has a paper sticker on it. So are we really lowering ourselves to Disney Store standards now? Come on, Mattel. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I better end off the video before my voice goes kaput. But I will show the Cars 3 version of our favorite 3 tiebreaker racers here. You have the King with headset, my personal custom, and you have Cars 3 Lightning McQueen. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know in the comment section below. Do you prefer Chick Hicks with headset or this accurate version or the Cars 1 version, which is a classic? Thank you guys again for watching. I guess I could even say the Dynaco Chick Hicks or the Mini Racer Chick Hicks, but I should stop interrupting myself and end off the video. Let you guys enjoy the holiday season. I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 10, double digits. Bye now.